In this episode, we attempt to start this Yamaha Passola for the very first time. Things don't exactly go to plan, and I am starting to think I'm going crazy. Check it out. All right, so before we get into this thing, we pull it apart, we work out what's wrong with it and whether or not we could get it started. How about a small history lesson, if you will? The truth is, I know pretty much nothing about this little Yamaha Passola, except it was Japan's first serious attempt at conquering the mighty Italians with their Vespras and Lambrettas. Japanese first serious scooter, this is it, the Yamaha Passola. Now it's powered by a fire-breathing 50cc two-stroke engine, and it is the first scooter from Japan to have automatic oil enrichment. It was never done before. Based on its color, I know that it was produced between 1990 and 1992, and that is all I know. The other really cool feature on this bike is in here, there is no CVT transmission. In there is a 2-speed automatic. Not one gear, but 2 gears to choose from. All right, now that we've got that out the way, let's strip this bad boy down and see if we can get it started. All right, so it looks like there's been a bit of bodgery done before. That's okay. These old bikes, parts are hard to find, and if you can find them, you usually have to import them. But this is what I've found so far. Check out the petcock. So it looks like a vacuum petcock. Fuel out, fuel in, but it's been bypassed, and we've got this little hose here in between it. The vacuum comes around to the cylinder, which is really weird. And then we've got this guy here, which comes around to the carburetor, but it's not plugged in. I reckon it's meant to go there. Not too sure. But the real mystery is, what does this guy here do? Not too sure about that either. Before we go too much further, we are gonna pull the spark plug out. We're gonna give it a kick in the guts and see if we can get some spark, see what happens. All right. Here we are, old spark plug, NGK BP4HS. Just out of sheer luck, I happen to have a brand new one of those, probably for another bike that I've forgotten about, but anyway. Here we go. Let's turn the ignition, plug this guy in, and see what happens. Oh, jeez. Ouch. We definitely have spark. All right, so we do have spark, but it's not consistent. It'll usually spark for the first kick and then won't spark after that for a little bit. Then it sparks again. So I'm starting to think maybe there's a coil issue. So I do have this coil here that was for one of the other bikes that I've done. I believe it's working, so we're gonna swap the coils and see if that will fix it. All right, so if we have a look here at the flywheel, we'll notice that inside it, there's a lot of dirt, a lot of dust. Now, considering all these points inside here are what makes a spark, that's going to be our issue. I mean, just look at all this stuff. All right, so we have the flywheel off, and I believe this is part of the problem. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. All that dust, all that dirt is probably why we're not getting much spark. How could spark travel through that? And if you look down in here, we've got a damn bird's nest almost in there. This little bike being air cooled, that fan would draw in all the air. If it's been ridden on a farm, in the dirt, in the grass, all the dirt, all the grass gets sucked in with it. And that is the result. Absolutely putrid. No wonder we've got no spark. So we'll clean all that up, reassemble it, and hopefully it fixes our little problem. All right, it's been a minute. We've cleaned it all up. Take a look in there, nice and shiny. And if you have a look at the pickup as well, nice and good as well. So not much rust in there at all. It's all just mud, dust and grass, which tells me this thing has been living in a dry environment, and it gives me a little bit more hope. So we'll put it all back together and give it another kick in the guts, and hopefully that's enough to get some life out of it. Time to have another go at this, and fingers crossed, I'm quietly confident. I should double check the spark first. Let's check how good that spark is now. So it's still not fantastic, which I'm absolutely bemused by. I can't understand why that spark wouldn't be better than what it is. Okay, as bemused as I might be, I may have found what could be wrong. I'm not sure, but I have managed to get spark in the most unusual of ways. First of all, let me show you what happens when we spin the flywheel. Yep, pretty much the same as we've got, not much spark every now and then. However, if I spin the flywheel in reverse, look what happens. Full, beautiful spark. Look at that. So this has absolutely puzzled me. If you guys have ever seen anything like this, please make sure you comment and let me know what you think the issue is, because we're now digging even further into this. So let's pull that flywheel off again and have a really, really good look this time. All right, team, so we've pulled off the flywheel. I've inspected it. What I thought might be the case was a sheared key in the keyway, but that is not the case. If the key is sheared, the timing would rotate a little bit, allowing it to spark not right and potentially only sparking in reverse. But that is not the case. The key is there, it is intact, everything is the way it should. I've put it back together, and unfortunately, it is still only firing in reverse. It does not fire the correct way. Now, if you only want to fire in reverse, I am going to start you up in reverse. So let's see if we can get this thing working backwards. All right, here we are. Spark plug is in. Everything is ready to go. Let's fire this guy the wrong way and see if we can't get it started. Things are starting to get a little bit drastic now, and I've resorted to compressor testing it just to see what's going on. So let's have a look there, because I actually thought it would definitely start backwards. I couldn't see a problem with it. So let's give it a go, hey? So that's 75 PSI. Pretty low, but I still think it should probably cough, fart, that kind of thing. Maybe not run that well, but 75 is pretty low. All right, so from here, I'm just gonna drop a little bit of oil into the cylinder just to see if I can boost that compression. We're gonna recompression test it and see what happens there. Now, if compression comes up, I'm going to then put the spark plug on again and see if we can get it going. All right, let's have another go. Let's see what we can get compression at now. All right, so we've got 200 PSI there now. That is huge. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. That's, might bump it down again. Let's have another go. All right, so that should be enough, definitely enough to get the bike started. So let's take this apart and see if we put the spark plug back in, a bit more aero start, if we can't bring this thing to life, if only just for a second. That's all I'm after. All right, here we go. Let's see if this can be done. Yes, yes, it started. It absolutely started. All right, slow down just a minute and let's have a look at that last clip again, and let's take note of the direction of the rear wheel. It is spinning in the correct direction. Just to show you that I am not nuts, I'm going to go over the other side of the bike. I'm going to kick the kickstart lever and you're going to see the flywheel spin anti-clockwise. I'm going to show you a picture of the flywheel. There's an arrow on it that points anti-clockwise. Yet I just started the bike spinning it clockwise, the opposite direction to the kickstart lever and the arrow. The thing fired up and the rear wheel went in the correct direction. So what is going on with this possessed, spooky, haunted Yamaha Passola that is sending me absolutely crazy? Leave a comment down below. Let's see if we can all figure this one out together, because I've got to say, I'm absolutely stumped. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.